Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back for today's main slate breakdown. I like the slate again today. It's kind of interesting. I actually also like the early slate a little bit. I don't have time to play it today. I'm just too busy with work, but I kind of like the early slate.
Yeah, I threw in a 20 max for the early slate. It's a pretty good slate.
Yeah, I like a couple of those spots in there. All right. Well, we got a Rockies lineup. Let's go start there. We are just talking about them. Man, that K rate is disgusting. Look at that. I like it. Okay. Cool. Well, we live in a world, boys and girls, where Marcus Stroman is the highest priced pitcher on a slate with, okay, let's talk about who's on this slate. Okay. Max Fried. Okay. Kevin Gausman. All right. Pablo Lopez. Okay. Are we done? Absolutely not. Logan Gilbert. Okay. And Grayson Rodriguez and Logan Webb. And Stroman is the highest priced. That is what baseball has come to this season to start so far on the main slate. That's kind of wild, huh?
Yeah, I don't get it. I guess just all these injuries, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I get it's the A's, but Stroman's the highest price with that starting pitching staff on there. So the cool thing is I think pitching is going to be pretty spread out overall today. I wish I was so close. I will say last night a mistake I made, even though it worked, was right. I really thought in single entry people were going to pivot to Suarez to get to the bats. And I wanted to go up to Paddock and take a couple smaller bats. And I literally had it. And I canceled it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it for my SE because, they're doing the 44, 44, the 555, the 222 this week. So, and I canceled it. And I would have done like way better if I would have switched because I went up and then I took Acuna, Ozuna, and Walker, which combined for a whopping like 16 points between the three of them. Woohoo. I mean, my Orioles stack hit, but,
Yeah,
what up, D-Man?
Finished in last place in my single entry yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I cashed, but I could have done way better. It was, went ugly on pitching. Bryce Elder got me there. Like, that Marlins lineup is so bad that they didn't even walk against Bryce Elder. Like, that's how bad that Marlins lineup is. Like, that's pretty gross. So, we got possible Cy Young winner on the mound, Paul Blackburn, tonight for the A's. He's actually I say that because he's pitched fantastic just to start the year, but we also know who he is and who he isn't. You going to try to work any of this Yankees A's game in?
I have a little bit of interest in some A's, like mini stacks, and
yep.
I actually have a couple shares of Blackburn. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like I get it in MME going there. He won't make my single entry or 3 max.
No.
I like Verdugo today though at his price. Verdugo's only $3,200. So right, like if you're looking for a little leverage there, that's a good spot. Ruiz to steal a base maybe, and I can't throw the highest price guy on the slate, Stroman. Like it gets my DNA.
No, he's my most negative leverage pitcher on the slate. I think I have 4 or 5% of them.
Yeah, I'll have none in single entry 3 max. So what do you think about the Marlins Braves? You like fried crispy Max today?
Let's see. I think he's all right. I mean, like you said, this Marlins team's bad, but I'll probably be around the field on Fried. Okay. I just don't know about his K upside. Which I like him more on FanDuel because he's going to get the quality start more than likely.
Yeah, so and he's mid-price there. There's just the thing I'm looking at right now is he's 20%, and there's just other guys I'd rather throw than him at 20%. Like I'd much rather go there. I'm not going to the Braves bats until I'll miss the breakout game. I'm over it. Like I'm just not going there until they warm up. Like it's just been. Right, because their price isn't going down. Right, they're still priced like they're the Braves, and short of Travis, like who's just like on a world class tear. In single entry 3 max, I'm kind of skipping right now.
Yeah, I have very minimal Braves exposure.
All right, let's go. Where are we going next? Ooh, so the weather game that could be fun. We got Astros Cubs. If that rain gets by, I really like the Cubbies today. So they just give me those lefty bats. Give me Bush. Give me Belly. We saw what happened with Cooper, so he's gone. Mervis is coming up. That's I like those lefty bats there, and I'm just not gonna. I probably won't touch much Astros. I do like Diaz, and if you like the spot to get wild is to throw JP France. Like that's the weird leverage. Like that's the weird leverage for me.
Yeah, I'm similar to you. I like the Cubs. Astros are all right. I kind of like McCormick, but I'm kind of the opposite. I don't mind getting to some Wicks in my portfolio.
Yeah, same. I don't. Again, at $6,900, I don't mind going there, especially right. Like where are we looking stack ownership wise? Okay, so listen, if the Astros are the highest owned stack tonight, I will most likely have Wicks will make my SE. Like I'll just punt to there. And right, it's for me, like guys, when I'm playing, like last night I got there because I went to Elder. Like I'm just trying to get the leverage to go there. So give me a cheap guy that projects decently and against the highest owned stack. And when I hit, your leverage on the field is so much further ahead. I'll probably have a little extra there. So that's interesting to me.
Yeah, I know the Astros don't really strike out a lot, but Wicks has a 27% strikeout rate, so he's not a nobody.
No, and everybody's going to want to pitch him because of the wind, right? Like nobody's going to want to pitch him. So again, it's when you think how do you get the nuts, you get that guy to hit, right? Like that's how you get him to hit. And I definitely in GPP I'd probably be over the field on him compared to what he's going to be. I can't believe we'll go to the next game. I can't believe Gosman's ownership is what it is. Like guys, go look at his history. He ramps down every year to start. Everybody freaks out, and he works his way up. It's just what he does. And the Royals have been ice cold. Now I get they're not a huge K team, but man, like if this is like the game that Gosman, like $8,500 Gosman, right? And if he turns it on, it doesn't matter what the lineup. Because when he turns it back on, Gosman's going to be 10 grand again.
Yeah, I know. We seen him last year. He was he was pretty much the most expensive pitcher on the slate anytime he was there. So I really like Gosman today.
Yeah, especially his ownership is nuts right now. Like right now, we're projecting him sub 10%. Like if he that's just that's awesome. I want a guy that. Right, give me a guy that has 13K upside anytime he throws for $8,500. I'll take it. And then the Jays aren't going to be as high as owned today. I also don't hate Waka today, though. I think it's actually a solid matchup for him.
Yeah, I don't mind Waka. I know he's projecting pretty well. The Blue Jays don't really scare me. So.
Yeah, me neither. White Sox Twins. I wish I would have just gone with more Twins last night. I kind of said to go there. If I would have, that's where I said I was literally like off of the high A's onto the Twins with that, and that was a mistake by me. I should have stuck to my guns and gone there, but again, they're going to project well. The wind's going to blow out to the right. Give me those lefty bats. They're going to have stacked. Let's see. We got a question here. What do you think about that, Smitty?
About what?
Any interest in Fetty against the Twins?
Oh, originally when I looked at the slate, I kind of liked them, but I don't know. The Twins have almost a near 5 total, so if he was maybe a little bit cheaper, I probably would. But I mean, he's going to be in my pool.
So my issue on single entry 3 max, I can't throw a guy who's 7,500 with a 317 ISO against lefties, and they're going to stack the lineup with lefties. There's just too many other pitching options for me for that to get that cute. right? And then Pablo's going to be the chalk tonight. Like he's going to be rightfully so. This White Sox lineup is really bad. So I'll probably work him into 1-3 max. I hate playing the most owned pitcher. It just like bothers me. It goes against how I like to play. And again, there's just other guys I'd rather take a shot at tonight, even though, right, Pablo could go just crush these guys.
Yeah, I mean, we seen what Paddock did to him yesterday. They made him look like a Cy Young candidate.
Yeah, so right, like if Pablo struck out 15 today, would anybody be shocked? No. I'm hoping he's 6 Ks and just throws okay, and right, like, and we get over on his insane ownership. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid, massive ownership. The D-backs let us down last night. Not only did they choke and give away the game, they didn't hit well. We got the Mats man on the mound for them. Any interested in going back to them tonight?
I don't mind them. I don't have as much as I did yesterday, but I like them as fill-in pieces.
Yeah, same. I probably won't go back there today. Again, there's some other spots I like, and that's the next game. We got the Rangers and Mariners. And this is kind of like for me last night. This is a Baltimore Detmer situation. I like Logan Gilbert at $9,000, but I also like Texas at home. So I'll probably try to work in 3 max, one at each side of those. And I don't hate Dunning tonight at $6,600. Right, if you go cheap and expensive, he's another spot you can get cheap on. Nobody's throwing him. What's his ownership right now? Dunning, right? Like 6% right now. So that I don't mind going there with. What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of like getting to all 4 sides of the game. Like you mentioned, I like all of it. I think the Mariners have looked pretty bad, but Dunning gets killed by lefties. So I really like Cal Raleigh. And I like some of these Rangers bats too, even against Gilbert.
Yeah, I like Carter tonight. I think Carter's just swinging really well. Smith's a nice lefty bat. I like Heim. And then I really like Cal. I like Polanco today too. I think Polanco's got a notch match up there. So there's some leverage there. But Cal's hard to not throw there.
Yep.
And then Coors, baby. We're at Coors. The total's down to 9.5 here, which I thought was pretty interesting. We know how much that team can K. King can go, give me a Kirby outing, give me a Castillo outing pretty easily out of him. I don't know that a lot of people are going to go there today because what is going to happen is his projection is going to be meh because of Coors. But man, if he's really low owned, I kind of like him especially at FanDuel, right? Take a shot there at his price and maybe try to get a bunch of Ks versus this terrible team. And I mean, it's Feltner. The Rockies could score 4. The Rockies could score 14. Both are in the realm of things tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like King, like you mentioned. He's cheap on both sides, and if he's not going to get much ownership, I really like him tonight.
Yeah, I mean that K rate for the Rockies just makes them kind of sexy to go with. And then the next one, I mean, it's the price, right? Like, so G-Rod's price is what has to be keeping his ownership down. I mean, he's only at like 10%, 11%. But again, that lineup for Anaheim is not that great. So Moniak, if he leaves one up, Moniak will hit one out tonight with that weather and wind. But I'm all over the O's today. Like, I'm going back to the O's tonight. If you we didn't even know, we both picked Kjerstad as our cover boy. If Kjerstad plays, he's a must start. Again, like we said with Westberg, like we were telling you with Cowser, play them while they're cheap. His price will instantly go up. I'm actually worried about Mountcastle's knee being a little more it doesn't make it, they didn't really need another per se corner infielder, but if Mountcastle's a little more banged up than they're leading on right now, but I'm going back to full Baltimore today. Give me that exposure again. I want to see the lineup. Again, Cowser's only 4,300. Westbrook's 4,400. I'm so mad last night. I went, and it cost me some money. I went SETI over Cowser just to get different, and because everybody's been playing them. It's an interesting spot, but I'm selling on the O's and get me as much exposure as I can to them.
Yeah, they're my highest owned team on the slate, and I like that you mentioned Grayson because he's one of the pitchers I want to be overweight on. I like him tonight. I don't really have much interest in Canning or the Angels. Maybe a Trout one-off, or like you mentioned, Moniak. I like him too.
Yeah, he's just Moniak's $3,000, right? Like it helps if you need a salary saver. It kind of busts down. And then the Giants had a nice little night last night. We know who Severino is and isn't. We don't, but he's flip a coin on who's going to show up. But yeah, that's I'm probably, again, the total's only 7 there. That just doesn't excite me. Webby's ownership is what's going to determine if he makes a 3 max for me. Right now he's looking pretty high owned. And it's just, for me, is against the Mets, his K side isn't just high enough on this slate. Like, I'd rather give me a G-Rod Baltimore stack with a, cheap Jordan Wicks to offset G-Rod's pricing, right? And then give me some cheap bats to fill in. I think that's like a spot I'm going to, try to attack with my main lineup is somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I like Webb, but I kind of fear about the strikeout upside too, especially against the Mets. If his ownership drops at all, I'll probably be overweight on him.
Yeah, it's just his ownership is keeping me balanced, right? So if he's 24, 25%. And then it also, gives some late swap options. So that's another reason I like that Baltimore side, right? Like, I like having that late swap ability mixed in, but I'm going to kind of go back to that well there and try to touch that up. So anybody else you liking this evening?
No, I think we touched on it all.
Yeah. And then tonight, we both would have Kerstad up for a home run if they'd give us this stupid prop. So that's coming. We're just waiting. But here's who Smitty's got.
I got Edward Julian tonight. I think he's doing it back-to-back nights.
I like it. And then this is just value for me, against King. Give me a little Sean Bouchard plus 700. He's got the upside. It's Colorado, and that's just a little mispriced, for that game. But again, right, he could have 3 Ks and, that wouldn't shock me either. So that's kind of that team right now. Awesome. Well, have a good night. Let's go see you guys in Discord. And thank you, by the way, Mr. Mateo, for stealing 2 bases last night.
Yep.
Talk to you guys soon.